Now announcing your Royal Majesty. Hello there, YouTube peasants. I see that you have not subscribed to my channel. So why don't you hit that subscribe button before I send you back to the fields?
इस वक्त हम लोग बात करेंगे वीडियो गेम प्राइसेस के बारे में. Did they leave? You bet somebody already backspaced out of this quick enough. They're like, that's the wrong language right there. What kind of Minecraft runes are you speaking? I hope that I screwed up the subtitling right now by somehow getting Dutch or Greek as the language. Every time I speak in Hindi, the YouTube algorithm fails to recognize Hindi, which kind of like actually it kind of pisses me off a little bit. My language is important, ladies and gentlemen. Today
YouTube is a hate symbol.
Prices. Now, a while back, I talked about a Mario game going up for an absolutely astronomical price, and this whole situation is going to sound very close to it, except that the price now is sitting at $2 million.
Oh my gosh. 2 million? And it's not even a perfect 10, it's a 9.8. I mean, 9.8 is still ridiculously rare, but oh my gosh. I feel like just in the past, like maybe like 5 years or something, like video game memorabilia and just in general has just skyrocketed. See, Hassan buys a $3 million house. Miz is trying to get to $3 million worth of boxes. Who's the smarter one now?
Oh, you might be like 2 million. Whoa, you crazy, Muda? What you talking about? Yeah, I'm not kidding with you. Apparently a $2 million buyout has gone on for an unopened, sealed copy of Super Mario Bros. NES. You might be wondering, but there's got to be something special. Dude, I can't believe this. There is nothing special, okay? No one in Nintendo signed this copy as far as I know, okay? There is nothing on this card. This isn't a super secret version of Super Mario Brothers. It is, in fact, the most sold game on the NES being sold for the highest price ever. Now, to understand, guys and gals, Nintendo game prices are pretty astronomical. If you go to a store right now, these guys always keep their prices at like $79.99, okay? Or $60 if you're American, right? Or from the United States. Their prices never go down, all right? It's why I actually
because there's always so much demand for it.
Like I wanted to play Pokemon
People love this company.
But I'm not paying Nintendo like $79 to play a fucking on-rails photo game. Not gonna happen. Now, this takes us to a website.
Yeah, they need to
Rally.
fix some of their pricing for some stuff.
I'll read you their FAQ. Rally allows people to invest in premium quality collectible assets through a simple mobile app. Our team of experts hand selects each investment assets. They are then securitized, turned into equity shares starting around diverse.
What is this? Is this an ad?
Right? I guess to give a quick example, if we go to their car section, all right, this 98 Dodge Viper GTS R, which is probably the best thing on this list, by the way. That is a golden god-tier car. I wish I could have a Dodge Viper. But this is apparently priced at $132,000, all right?
Never mind, not that sexy.
With its value. Now, you can buy shares of this Viper for $66, all right? So the share keeps going up and down based on the overall value of this system. Get it? Now, if you go to memorabilia, which is where the real like stuff gets down, they've got trading cards, baseball cards, you know.
So it's like a stock market for memorabilia.
So by far none on this entire list of memorabilia brings me to the 1985 NES Super Mario Brothers. Okay, now, again, nothing special about this in any conceivable way. This has a $2 million buyout pending. Okay, so apparently it's a $2 million buyout going around, but its apparent worth is $690,000. It's jumped 360%. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you click onto this entire dealio even further,
see, when you see something that gets huge jumps like that, that scares me. I would be scared to invest in something that had a 360% increase, because then I feel like it's just like, I don't know, it's just like some sort of like quick like popularity, and it's going to go back down.
$30 per each share of this NES cartridge, okay, this NES game. Its asset value went up 2.6 million%, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. 5 goddamn
Crazy.
transactions later. Jesus Christ. They apparently it bought Nintendo had it for $25.85, all right, which then apparently it was then went ungraded on eBay, so it went 30 grand there, and then it went to $100,000 in a private sale. All right, and then it went even higher, just slightly higher, and all of a sudden now it's being bought for $660,000, and now I guess the value is jumping up to like $2 fucking million. Now the site itself looks pretty fine, and they've got an entire timeline of it. But as you can imagine, there's plenty of other things you can get. For instance, a 1987 version of Legend of Zelda, all right, is $115. Okay, Pokemon Neo Genesis First Edition booster box.
I wouldn't mind getting some early Pokemon boxes. I think that's sick.
On that if that's even worth that amount, because he's the resident Pokemon card expert. Dude, Donkey Kong 3, which I think is kind of a better game than the original Super Mario Brothers, is 34.4 thousand. Where are these prices coming out of? It's a speculative as fuck market. You know how much it costs to emulate Super Mario Brothers?
It's just whoever pays the top price is what it goes to.
Absolutely zero, okay? I think even your granny's pacemaker could be emulating an NES game. Now, to understand, this isn't about emulating a game. I don't even think this is about playing the game. At the end of the day,
you just put it on your wall and you watch it.
Untouched, unopened, because the moment you open this cartridge, the $2 million supposedly that it's worth will actually go all the way down to $250, okay? That's how these market prices work. The entire value in this...
Like $250 or $250,000? I believe the $250. I don't believe the $250,000. I think it goes way more down when it gets opened.
Remains on it being graded 9.8 on the Wata scale. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Wata scale is, I'll guide you through real quick. This is the Wata scale. So a 10 out of 10 game will have an absolutely impeccable looking box, all right, of millipede, which is the example here. The cart will look absolutely golden. Now, if you go all the way down to 0.5, for instance, the worst grade, all right, the cart has to survive a nuclear attack, okay? After that, it's all good. It'll still get on the Wata scale. Maybe not the highest, but it'll get there. Now, because of this, you can imagine that eBay has spawned a whole bunch of degens to come and try to sell their Wata graded system. Okay, so this is a 3.5 grade. Okay, this is 3.5. It's not that good. If the 0.5 is surviving a nuclear attack, this is surviving a meth lab explosion, right? And it costs $40,000. You think for 40 grand?
Does it come with some meth though? Because if it does, then that price tag is worth it.
And you could probably make the shipping a little free. This has brought 73 watchers, right? Now, of course, the more you go down, someone from Saudi Arabia, all right, is selling a 9.6 sealed cart, okay? Just 2 points underneath what we were looking for, $628,000.
Crazy.
All right, so over $500,000.
Who would spend that much money on eBay?
Cartridge. Now...
Like, how many times, like, has someone gone on eBay and being like, yeah, I'm going to drop, like, $750,000 today?
$1 million for a
on eBay, of all things.
Cartridge is asinine in of itself.
How do you even clear that with your bank? Hello? Ring, ring. Hello? Yes, hello, Mr. Bank. I would like to make a transaction that is above my credit limit. Yeah, sure. How much are you looking for? How about, like, $630,000? Oh, well, what is it for? Like a new house or something? No, it's for a Nintendo box.
I was going to talk about if this cart is even functioning. Usually on the NES,
Ms. Gift probably gets that phone call on a daily basis.
That these contacts need to be impeccable, but since the cartridge hasn't been opened, I also don't think it should face any sort of oxidation. I think the people who have been conserving that cart, giving it the grade, have probably checked it. So it's definitely a usable Super Mario Brothers NES cart. Okay, you can definitely play that game. All right, on an official cartridge, on an official NES system with that $2 million cart. Again, if you open the cart up, its value is going to drop. At least if you buy a car in some cases, right? Like if you buy, with $2 million, you can buy yourself a nice house, a really nice house. In some places, a mansion. With $2 million, you can buy yourself a lot of trips around the world. With $2 million, you can buy yourself a few supercars, okay? And at least with a lot of those purchases, which are kind of stupid in of itself, especially when it comes to like supercars, you know, depreciating assets as well, at least y'all can drive that Dodge Viper, that Lamborghini down the road, okay? At least y'all can live in that super expensive mansion that you're dreading the property taxes on. At least you can consume a lot of the super expensive bullshit that people buy.
Yeah, but here, would you like a nice house or a glorious box that sits on your shelf and you stare at all day? Which would you like better? Huh, chat?
At least with this cartridge, you can't even use the damn cartridge. Like I said, if you open that box, it goes from $2 million to $250 on the glory hole market, ladies and gentlemen. Now, there's been a lot of people that have used terms like money laundering, okay? And again, without specific proof, it's very inflammatory that anybody says that. But there is a correlation to be made with the highly speculative world of art in general, that when you see big prices like this and big money moving like this, it's not really everyone, even Mr. Magoo, who can't see very well, entertains the idea of this potentially being, you know, some weird case of washing money. Okay, now at the end of the day, you can't really confirm that, so I'm not going to go with that statement. This could just be two collectors, you know, who decided this is a $2 million cartridge. Okay, let's get ready. Now for $2 million, all right, no game is worth $2 million, but if I had to guess, you know, copies like, for instance, Mother 3, which I'm sure exists somewhere in Reggie's vault, all right, maybe a copy of Legend of Zelda with like nude mods applied by individuals at Nintendo. That might have been a copy that could have been sold for $2 million, okay? Something ultra rare, okay? I can understand misprints. I can understand, you know, glitchy misprinted cartridges. I can understand games that have been unreleased and somehow people get prototypes of them. I was willing to buy a PS5 developer kit for like thousands of dollars just for the collectability.
PS5.
Reasons. But that's because those things are rare. Those things are actually rare in the world.
What I want is a server blade from WoW. I think that would be sick.
This is not a rare game. Super Mario Brothers on the NES is like the most
It's not a rare game, but the first edition unsealed, highly graded is rare. And plus, there's just so many Nintendo fanboys. That's really what's driving the market, is how many Nintendo fanboys there are.
Common game that you can pick up on the app.
Y'all need to start hating Nintendo more so that I can start buying some of their games.
Actual NES. It makes me wonder if 15 years down the road, is someone going to come out and just say, hey, I found this copy of this thing called Wii Sports. Oh, it's really awesome. You know, you can play bowling with your actual controller. Like, you can just bowl like you would a regular bowling ball.
Wii Sports 9.8.
Yeah, they're gonna try selling that for $9 million on fucking eBay. Because apparently that's a rare game, even though it's shipped with every fucking Wii console as far as I know. Ladies and gentlemen, this entire market is blowing my mind, okay? There is no normal case where Super Mario Brothers on the NES is worth $2 million.
It's super inflated over the past few years.
There's only one negative to this situation, and that's the fact that it makes game collecting even more difficult. You know, I've talked about this numerous times before. I quit game collecting. It was one of my favorite hobbies, like retro game collecting. I still like to buy games from the current generation because they're sold at normal prices. You can get really good sales on them. But now, when it comes to collecting any old game, it's tough, man. It's a tough world out there.
Well, it's just so
games
freaking expensive.
The rarer a system gets, the more expensive it's becoming. There used to be a period where collecting PS1 games was like anybody's adventure. Now gathering PS1 games makes everyone question if the investment is even worth it. You know, I could talk to you about a million ways about how this gets away from the ethos of actually playing video games, because again, collecting video games and playing video games have now become two separate, you know, pathways to go down. And speaking on the two paths, listen, you know, nowadays game collectors, I feel like anybody that's buying these $2 million cartridges has way too much money to burn, first of all. And second, the people buying this don't even play video games to begin with. I can bet you both my nuts that the people buying and trading these games around at these astronomical prices have never played a Super Mario Brothers game, okay? All they know is that
hey, that's not true.
World, Super Mario is as unanimous as Master Chief.
I got to the starting screen.
Icon. So owning any memorabilia related to that, regardless of how dumb of an investment that is, because this cartridge, this NES game, is literally the most sold NES game out there. goes above and beyond their heads. Okay, they're just willing to throw money down and own this for the collector factor of it. Ladies and gentlemen, video game collecting is dying. All right, and this kind of shit doesn't help. But at the end
It's
of the day,
not dying.
I
It's
guess I can
just
say that
turned
it's a free
into
market,
a
things
rich
are
person
valued as much
thing.
as, I guess, what the other dumbass is willing to pay. So, ladies and gentlemen, it brings me back to the whole NFT nonsense, right? Or even the whole, like, Earth 2 nonsense we looked at, right? This whole stuff is traded amongst people where basically you buy it and your whole goal is to find the next dumbass willing to spend even more than you on this product, okay? As long as you can do that, it might be the greatest investment ever made. But ladies and gentlemen, this is all I really got to talk to you about, the $2 million copy of Super Mario Brothers. By far the most expensive video game I have seen in my life sold anywhere. And I'm sure in the next 48 hours, that record might even be blown away. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike.
See, I'm not a dumbass because I haven't bought any of those games yet.